From Ashland, Oregon, home of William Shakespeare and progressive politics, and broadcasting live from the Southern Oregon University Digital Media Center and the RVTV studio, it's the So Not So Late Night Glamour Dave show, and recorded before a non-existent studio audience with a skeletal crew of certified public access producers. You can expect to see tonight's guests, whoever they may be, the Glamour Dave Comedy Players, and the Rogue Valley Public Access Orchestra. Now, here's your host, David Glamour Dave Nienow.
It got complicated. Hey, we're back, Rogue Valley. Once again, we're back to the So Not So Late Night Glamour Dave show, and I'm your host, David Glamour Dave Nienow. So this is the second half of tonight's show, and I have, once again, I have my guest sidekick, Wanda Borland, to help me guide with the interviews, and I've got Danielle Kelly from the Danielle Kelly Soul Project as my guest for this second half of the show. So Danielle, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me in my band.
Yeah. So we just heard you perform at the end of the last segment. I tell you what, your band and your vocals are just absolutely awesome to listen to.
Oh man, thank you
so
so much.
At some point during the show, you can introduce your band to us.
I would love to. Is this a good time to do it?
Yeah, certainly we could do that right now.
On guitar over here, if the cameras will follow me, I'll introduce everybody.
So can we
sure
get
to be up very shortly here.
We can get maybe camera 2 or camera 1.
We're a Rogue Valley-based band, and we're all from Ashland or Medford or Phoenix. Paul Turnipseed on guitar over there. Nick Kirby on the drums, all lit up in blue, and Richard Meyer playing the bass, known as Mr. Richard Meyer to some of you, and Gordon Greenlee on the saxophone.
All right.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Turnipseed it's a familiar name.
I'm gonna let him give you the story on that one. Okay, I don't want to get it wrong.
Well, it's really you guys are just got a wonderful sound.
Thank you.
I've seen you perform at various places around the last year and a half. I mean, once I saw and heard you in action, I thought, oh man, I gotta get you on the show at some point.
What are some of the places you play locally?
Well, we definitely enjoy the most, I think, playing the outdoor venues in Southern Oregon. We live in such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
The wineries have a lot of outdoor opportunities. We play at the Lake of the Woods. We play also the bar circuit. There's a couple places that have stages and light setups, like Grape Street Bar and Grill.
Oh, yes.
Howie's in downtown Medford. We just played the Sound Lounge in Grants Pass. That's a really cool little bar with a neat setup as well.
The Sound Lounge.
So, and we play a lot of private parties too, but anywhere around town that wants to have a good time and wants some, upbeat,
dance
feel-good
music.
dancing.
A great band to dance to.
Yeah, so locally in the Rogue Valley, but also we have been traveling further and further down into Northern California for some casinos and some parties down there, up to Oregon or Portland, Oregon for some wineries. And we just got to travel the farthest we've traveled yet over to my hometown in Alaska. Sitka, Alaska is where I'm from originally, and we just got back this last October from playing the Stardust Ball for KCAW Raven Radio's big fundraising event. So.
Cool. Wow.
And that was in Alaska?
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Well, it's now. How long have you been doing the music thing as far as making this like your career vocation?
Well, I don't know if I get to call it a career yet, but
really?
I'm singing all the time. I think, in schools I had some really inspiring and inspired educators, and sang through college when I had the opportunity, and this is just something that has become part of my hobby and my lifestyle now.
Right.
So I think just pretty much forever.
Yeah. Well, you've got a really great look as well. So have you done much modeling? Because being a former fashion glamour photographer, that's like something that, I used to do. So I pay attention to those kinds of things.
Not a lot, no. I like to play with my photographer friends because it's really great experience to be in front of the camera and understand what your face is doing and what your brain thinks it's doing, and, as opposed to what's actually happening. And I'm very nervous being on camera, and so it takes doing it with your friends to get comfortable with that. So.
You're right. That is the point. Making sure your face is doing what it wants to do, because sometimes it doesn't turn out when
right.
Yeah, you know, when back in the day, I spent 10 years photographing fitness models. So, yeah, you know, and back in the day, I was shooting film. So, you know, you had like, you know, 36 exposures that you got to try and get. And, you know, and the top models that I dealt with, I mean, they could like change, you know, their posing positions a half dozen times in like 3 seconds. So, you know, you really had to have a camera that could really catch up. But
Sure.
sometimes you just get those little in-between moments, you know, and you get like, when you get the pictures back, you're going, oh, that's really funky looking.
So speaking of that, are there videos online anywhere wherever we can, you know, see some
Sure.
of your work and
Yeah.
your music and your band?
We've been working so hard to get original material together and to be
Oh.
able to play regularly around the valley. That now we're starting to get media up for people to see us. There is
Great.
some limited selections of videos online at Danielle Kelly Soul Project.
Oh, on your website.
Or DanielleKellyMusic.com, or on YouTube, which is the
Right.
same handle, Danielle Kelly Music,
so
and you
you
can
have a-
Google us too, Danielle Kelly Soul Project. But there are some clips of us playing at our live events at Lake of the Woods,
Yeah, that'd be
and for the Oregon Shakespeare Green Festival, Oregon Shakespeare Festival Green Show.
So you say you have a Danielle Kelly Music YouTube channel?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and
That'd be easy to
And
look up.
it has us as a soul project. It has Paul Turnipseed and I playing jazz standards and the other configurations we
nice.
play in. We play with Jeff Adicott as a jazz trio a lot of times. So
Oh.
there's a number of videos you could dig up.
But you mentioned something. You write your own music also?
Starting about a year ago, I want to say, this band has started to write tunes, yes,
Yeah.
which is really landmark for me. It's something I've always wanted to do. That last song that everybody heard, the Feelin' All Right, is the first song we wrote together as a band.
Oh, that was an original.
And
I
then
love that.
we're about to play, in a few minutes, we'll play another one that we wrote called Tasty.
So who's the writer in the band? Or do you all?
It's a collaborative effort, sure. I don't play
that's
an
really
instrument.
challenging, isn't
Oh
it?
my gosh. Well, I thought forever, I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to do it. How do I do it? And feeling limited because I didn't play an instrument. So where we started was Paul or Gordon will give us a track that they've created on GarageBand or that they've put together in their head, and they've put together maybe some chords or a progression or a whole form, and then we'll get together as a group. I'll put some lyrics over the top of that. We'll workshop those as a group, and we'll work those in rehearsals and sort of mold them into a shape that works, and then the real test is performing them in front of people, seeing how they respond to those and how it morphs being played live.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
every band, I guess they all develop their own collaborative process for the songwriting process, right? So, you as a group, you find your way and kind of find what works best for you. But yeah, I mean the so much of modern media and developing full long-term success is all about developing as much original material and
Sure.
content as you can.
Yeah.
And so that's a really important thing.
I would say a lot of people or we're getting a lot more interest in people responding to us wanting to play or wanting to work with them because we have original content.
Right.
So, yeah, we're about 6 or 7 songs deep, I think.
Oh.
We have maybe 5 or 6 of them recorded. We're working on maybe 10, 11 to get all together to get a CD together so we can give those to people. And
That would
that's
be
our goal for the
great.
new year, 2020.
Well, I've got a new music show that I'm going to try and develop in 2020. It's Road Valley CBJ, Road Valley Country Blues Jazz.
Oh, cool.
And my idea, I did a while back, a few months ago, I captured a live performance of Jane Ambrose at Lark's. And so it's just a full concert performance of one of her dates. And my plan is to try to get clearances from as many local bands that want me to come in and capture a live performance for one of their nights.
Great.
And then put that into a show that will broadcast here regularly at the studio.
We've got our
Well,
number.
When you do them, give me a call.
Yeah.
David, I'll come out and help you.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So, I look forward to being able to do
Glamour
something.
Dave.
Yes.
Vision.
Yes, God, Mike. Well, yeah, it'll just be another one of my show productions here at the studio.
Wonderful.
So, I look forward to maybe doing something with you guys in 2020. That'll be great.
Do you have any ballads? Have you written any ballads?
No,
I love,
well,
I mean, I love the upbeat songs, but I love ballads too.
We do have one. It's called Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. I think that's the last one to record, but we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we're-
always find it fascinating that like the major rock bands and stuff, they have their style, but then they always get like a big hit off of like a soft ballad, right? I mean, you look through the history of the Rolling Stones.
So songs to make out
Whitesnake.
to.
Yeah, yeah, you know, they're
You
always
can
like,
sing along to,
Sure.
and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We are looking to have a really wide range of grooves and tempos. I think.
Yeah.
I would imagine, but it's hard for me. I'm always rooting and voting for a little more upbeat, just because what we're trying to do the most often is make people dance.
Yeah, right.
So we want something that's going to be danceable and encourage people to the dance floor. But we are trying to have a wide range
I want
of
to come out and
of
dance, you guys.
songs.
I'll go to your website and see where your
Please
next
do.
gig is.
Thank you.
yeah. So where are we at in time, God, Mike?
Dave,
Yes.
we're only 11 minutes into the show, Dave.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well, Kelly, Danielle, what haven't we covered yet that you'd like the Road Valley to know about your group and what you're about? I mean, give you an opportunity to kind of.
They're all looking at me,
Yeah.
David. As soon as you said that, they all look at me and wide-eyed. Okay, Danny, what are you going to say? Well, I could
Do
definitely.
these guys give you a bad time?
Oh, definitely. We all give
You know,
each other a
that's-
bad time.
I just kind of look at them and look at the grins on all their faces and the
Well,
fact that you're in this position.
Cameras on you guys now, boys. So yeah, we're a family, and so it's par for the course to give each other a hard time.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky to play with some really talented musicians. Paul, I met I
Yeah.
think 6 or 7 years ago. You're originally from Connecticut, and then between New Orleans and Los Cabos and different parts of Mexico for years and years, and is now in the Rogue Valley. And plays a mean guitar. He not only plays in this band with me, he plays with me as we play as a duo in a jazz configuration.
Yeah.
We cover jazz standards, and when we do that, it's really neat. He not only plays chords, and guitar solos, but he will do a walking, like a bass line
Yeah.
as well. And he also plays with his own trio and with Love Bite and Dave Swan. I'm trying to think of all the different configurations. They all have a number of bands that they work with.
Yeah.
So you talked about Jen Ambrose at Lark's.
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah.
also plays at Lark's. I believe is that Saturdays now?
It's going to be in the new year every other Tuesday.
In the new
okay.
year, you can find Paul Turnipseed at Lark's
okay.
in Medford.
Yeah.
Really,
And that's as a solo.
as a soloist.
Oh, okay.
And Paul also has a really wonderful voice. You'll hear it pretty soon. Nick Kirby plays in the Rogue Valley with a million different people. He's a
Yeah,
super
you
coveted
look
player.
familiar.
And I think he's just a phenomenal drummer. But believe it or not, he's almost better on the bass than he is on the drums. I don't know about better, but he told me once, you're more comfortable on the bass. He's also an
interesting.
exceptional sound engineer. And just an all-around great guy. We're really lucky to have him. He plays
Wow.
with a number of different groups. Love by Zeptrix, Josh Sun and the Rising Tide, Dubtonic Crew. I hope I'm saying those all right. Really
that's
stand-up
amazing.
guy to have. We've been playing with him since the new year of this year. And Richard Meyer on the
This year's
bass.
almost over.
I know. It's hard to believe. Richard Meyer has been a longtime educator in the Rogue Valley. So whenever we have all ages gigs like
Yeah.
Lake of the Woods or summer festivals or concerts where there's kids around, it's really amazing because he's just Mr. Meyer is such a celebrity among the youth of this valley.
He's the bass player.
He's the bass player. Yeah, he's done such
wow.
amazing things,
Gosh.
inspiring kids to be interested in music at all. So
So he's like a professional music teacher?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And currently he's directing band at the Roosh
Oh, wow.
outdoor school. So K through 12, his concert's coming up. So he's been crunching for that. But for years and years at the Medford School District, right?
Oh,
Correct.
Yeah, which
so-
schools did you teach at? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
How many years? 20 years. Wow.
Okay.
And also has some bands of his own, busting out. Remind me of the names of all of them. They always have great names. Okay, but Bustin' Out's the trio right now. Bustin' Out. Yeah.
Okay. Good to
And
know.
Gordon Greenlee over here on saxophone also is a hired gun, plays all over the valley. We had such a not heartbreaking summer, I shouldn't say that. This summer we missed him so much. We played with him a ton because we played a ton, but we were sharing him with the Oregon Shakespeare Festival because he played in the pit band for Hairspray.
Oh, okay.
And he also plays with Salsa Brava, which is a wonderful band in the Rogue Valley that does really high energy, danceable salsa music.
I came across them a few months ago, and I contacted them about trying to get them on the show.
Oh my gosh,
But,
could you fit that many humans
that's
in
the
the
thing.
RBT? There's so many.
I see the pictures of them, and it's like this huge group.
Figure out a way. What
Yeah,
a great
it's like-
challenge.
How many are in the group?
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, well, this,
that is
your
a fair
guys'
number.
being on the show tonight is like the largest musical group I've had on the show yet. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks to
um,
our sound guys.
yeah. So I was kind of worried a little bit about having this many people in a musical band taking the space, but you guys are awesome.
Well, how's it going? How does it feel?
It's great, man. It's like,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Cosmo and Norman back there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
And all your input there, and you have amazing talent on there.
Yeah.
And you, it just sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah,
Every
the
talent.
thing about when I developed this show, the thing that that's always impressed me about the Road Valley is just the sheer base of talent in scene, not only musically, but artistically in general. I mean, this Road Valley is blessed with a huge base of incredibly
It's
talented
incredible.
people.
Really
And
incredible.
so it really has been a fun thing for me in doing this show and doing my other shows to connect with all these talented people.
Sure.
And giving them a showcase in one form or another with the shows that I do. And so I'm happy as a lark to give you guys a showcase on my show.
Yeah,
Do we have
thank
time
you.
for a question? I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just kind of jumping way back. I'm just curious about your first time performing in front of an audience and what was that like, and what was the circumstance?
I don't know what that would have even been, from dinner parties as a toddler to.
What's the first performance that you remember, like you're like extra excited about or extra nervous
I think
about?
the one that was earliest that had the most pressure was when I was in second grade. I'd been taking guitar lessons for about a year and a half.
Oh,
I still have
gosh.
this guitar. It's like I think it's
Wow.
called a quarter size or
Yeah.
something. It's this big, rainbow shoulder strap. I learned to play Pick a Bale of Cotton and maybe Little Froggy Goes a Courtin', some really rudimentary tunes.
Yeah.
And then I wrote one or two songs with my guitar teacher, and we had a concert at my second grade school after school for maybe 15, 20 minutes after school before the kids got picked up by the buses. And I remember it was a really big deal. My guitar teacher sat down with me, and I sat there with a guitar, and for the whole second grade I played, I think I had a song called The River Flows or something like this, a little 2-chord thing. And I remember it was a big deal, putting myself out there for my peers, and my mom let me buy a new shirt for my concert, so I had a little bolo tie.
Wait, what year are we talking about? Second grade for you was when?
Was that 92, I want to say?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
91,
Okay.
92.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think
So
that was
it started-
the first time I had the pressure to wear the right thing, do the right thing, perform, and don't mess up, and not be made fun of, and do it right.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
started early for you.
Oh yeah.
Really early.
Yeah.
Well, in '92, I had already graduated college and was working, doing professional computer sales for a living. So that's.
Dave,
Yes, God, Mike.
it's time for music, Dave.
Okay, we're at the 20-minute mark. All right, so
All right.
Danielle
What are
Kelly's
you
going to
going
get
to
up.
do? What are you going to perform this time?
We're going to perform another original called Tasty, and hopefully this is
All
a
right.
danceable tune.
Yeah, so,
Oh, David,
yeah.
shall we
Yeah.
get up and dance?
Sure.
No, I'm just- maybe.
All righty.
Your love's tasty, it's like sugar, makes me go insane. It's a fever, I'm a fight,
All righty. That's some smoking music right there, let me tell you. So, God, Mike, where are we at in the time?
We are 25 minutes into the show, Dave.
Oh, okay. Well, Danielle, you can sit back down and we'll do a little end wrap up here of the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Play a game?
Yeah, you got your choice of doing the awkward moment or tooting your own horn.
Let me get you-
Moments. What's that all about?
Well, you
I'm
know.
the queen of awkward.
Well, yeah, you know, sometimes just, you know, things happen and then you just have this period of just awkwardness that we have to just deal with, you know, so, you know.
Dave?
Yes, God, Mike. God, Mike.
Dave?
Yes.
This is kind of awkward.
Yeah. Is this your way of kind of awkwardly intruding into the show?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't say that.
That's so awkward. Would you like to strive to win the small cash prize?
Sure.
Okay, all righty.
Didn't that already get
Well, I
taken
got.
away? Oh, you have more.
I have more. I'm always
High rolling
prepared.
here at
I am
RCTV.
prepared to have two small cash prize moments since I do 2 shows on Friday night.
Okay.
So you know that's
Prepared.
you know you gotta be planned. You gotta plan.
Now,
things
do I
out.
get a peanut gallery for the answer if I'm drawing out blanks?
Sure, you know I'm sure that you can ask for for help.
Can
So
you give me a drum roll next
yeah.
time?
So we have now 3 categories remaining.
Okay.
We have the silver screen,
Oh, I bet I know which one.
Sex and the City TV show, and the 2000s.
Well, maybe not.
The answer is Crater Lake.
Speaking of peanut galleries,
Yeah.
in the 2000s is pop culture?
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Let's try that.
Okay, all right. Okay, come on, get out of here. Okay, so the following question comes to us via Gmail from the show's ancestral home of the Nienow clan in Mapleton, Minnesota. Crater Lake is the 5th.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Show's over.
No, we got time. The 5th oldest national park in the United States and the only national park in Oregon. The lake is 1,949 feet deep at its deepest point, making Crater Lake the deepest lake in the United States and the 9th deepest in the world. Your trivia question, Danielle, is what happened to the Seattle Kingdom?
Seattle Kingdom. Is that the same thing as the Tacoma Dome?
No, it's a different one.
Seattle Kingdom. DKSP, help me out. The Beatles.
Oh,
Good
Seattle Kingdom.
answer.
it was demolished.
Demolished. Okay.
Yes, so, yeah. But, you know, you can walk away with a small
Oh,
prize.
thank you.
You know,
We'll put this towards our new album.
yeah.
So
We're putting
Danielle, the
together.
name of your group again?
Danielle Kelly Soul Project.
Danielle Kelly Soul Project.
Say
And your
goodbye,
web-
Dave.
Bye,
Your
Road
website?
Valley.
Bye, Road
Thank you,
Valley.
Danielle.
Kellymusic.com.
And your
Thank
group.
you.